Following the murder of George Floyd, Denver leaders pledged to shut up and listen to the community's concerns about police tactics. Then the community spoke, and the city apparently decided it didn't like what it was hearing.
Or not having a voice of their own. Now, law enforcement were so upset over how they were being treated, they walked away from the task force that they helped create.
Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez tonight on how this got so out of hand and what happens with the commission now.
After a year filled with tense encounters and protests over police brutality, conversations began about how police can change their approach.
I want to make this about how the community can work together to improve the way we do policing and public safety.
Dr. Robert Davis is the project coordinator for the task force to reimagine policing and public safety. To bring all sides to the table, he reached out to Denver's Department of Public Safety to take part in these hard conversations.
Because we wanted them to serve as advisors as well as content experts, so that as the community is thinking through what is the best approach to public safety, we would have their expertise to lean upon.
But Executive Director Murphy Robinson says issues arose from the start.
However, what I told them is to do is lean in and let's just really allow Dr. Davis to run this program.
In a letter to Dr. Davis, Robinson says law enforcement participants in the task force were told not to attend or participate in meetings and community discussion, and refrain from sharing their thoughts, comments, and experiences, limiting their role to answering questions.
In context, speak when spoken to. And that's just not the type of environment, number one, I want my staff a part of, but also just that we need as the policy catalyst for our community.
For those reasons and what he says is a lack of diversity in the task force, Robinson decided to remove personnel from the group as well as pull $50,000 in funding.
I think this is just the worst time ever for community and police to disengage.
Dr. Davis says Robinson's reasons are based partly on misinformation, which he laid out in his response.
And second of all, I think that it was made somewhat from an emotional perspective. Once Director Robinson has an opportunity to reflect on how important this work is, that we'll probably see a reversal to his decision.
Both men have a similar goal, creating a safer and better place for their communities. For now, the task force says the door is open for public safety to return, and Robinson says they'll happily review any recommendations submitted to them on how to improve policing. Ivan Rodriguez, Denver 7.